Alright, so now that we're done with the tires, we want to create the rim. A nice looking basic rim with 6 spokes. So this will just be a basic rim. We'll start by creating a cylinder. Alright, so I'm just going to move it out here. We don't really need to start this on the center point. Okay, so I want to zoom into the cylinder, so Control Alternate, then I loop around where I want. So okay, I'm going to rotate it at 90 degrees on the Z-axis, just like we did for the tires. Okay, then just scale this inward a little bit, so it's kind of slimmer than the tires itself. Okay, I've just moved it out a little bit more. Okay, so now the whole idea is we want to create 6 spokes, like we said. So we come into the properties, and since we want to make 6 spokes, we're going to make our subdiv axis to be 12, which is double of the number of 6. But we're going to extrude those 6 edges outwards, so we need them to have the equal spacing. So since I'm looking for 6, we'll go with 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, right? Because we're going to select just 6 of them. Okay, so I come into the vertex, I select this number vertex here, I go to faces. Okay, I just want to select just the faces of this side, not the other side yet. Then I go into the extrude faces. Right, so I want to make a nice round body here. Okay, this extrusion is going to be on one side, and I'm going to make another extrusion. I'm going to go around the inside as well, so we have 2 selections. Then I'm going to extrude. I'm going to Control E. I'm going to bring this one out just a little bit. Yeah, there's someone here. Okay, so this is just the basic rim. There are other ways to make rims. Okay, so right now what I want to do is I want to create those spokes. I'm going to go back to the object mode, and I'm going to have to rotate this to a point where we have a top. An edge is facing the top, and we're going to make a connection. Alright, so that's nice. So next we want to do is we want to extrude 6 of these faces. So I'm just going to select one and skip one and select the other. Let's rotate around this and do that for the whole 6 faces I want to use. 6. Okay, so that's the last one. So now I want to extrude those faces out. So I just Control E and I pull them out like this, just a little bit, not so much. Okay, so this is looking good, looking like the wheel of our ship. Okay, so I'm going to delete the faces of these extrusions here, because we're going to use a object called the bridge to connect it to the inner edge of our rim. So let's delete this, go around and delete all the faces. We don't really need these faces because we're going to bridge it to the other object we're going to make. Okay, so that's looking fine. Zoom out. Okay, so now I want to create a pipe. Yes. Okay, let's bring it out. I rotate it on 90. I want to rotate it 90 degrees on the z-axis as well. Let's take it up a little bit. This will form the outer body of the rim. Okay, so I go into the subdiv axis. Since we had 12 on the initial cylinder here, I'm going to make this double of that, so I'm going to make this 24. Okay, and my thickness I'll go for 0.3, so it's a little bit thinner than the one we use for the tires. We use 0.4 for the tires, so we can use 0.3, or whatever you want to use is fine. You could use 0.2, but for this I'm going to use 0.3. Okay, so now I want to rotate it to a point where the top of our stalk, our first stalk, is aligned with the top of the rim. Carry it down. I'm just going to scale it a little bit more. It's kind of bigger. Now rotate it. I just want it to fit in, because we're going to bridge each stalk to the inside of the pipe here. Okay, so let's push it over. Then I'll scale this downwards. It's thin enough, but bigger than, still want it to be bigger than the stalks. Right, so this is just going to be a basic rim. So we're going to connect the outer points to our wheel-like shape here. Okay, so I want to go into the faces now and select all the matching faces and delete them. So count 1, 2, 3, delete. Just go around, count 1, 2, 3, and delete the fourth one, so it matches with the adjacent faces. Okay, just rotate it. 3 and 4, 1, 2, 3, and delete this. 1, 2, 3. So we have an even selection around. Okay, so our objects are ready to be bridged together. So before we can bridge them together, we will have to combine them, because the bridge will work only on a singular object. So we're going to select, go into the object mode here, select one, then we select the other. Okay, then we combine them, because the bridge will work on separate objects. Okay, so ready for the bridge now. Go into the edge mode. So we want to select the edges of our cut faces. Then select this, and shift. Remember, shift and click twice. Select all the edges. Then I want to do a shift and right click and go bridge. And there we have it. It's a nice looking bridge there. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and do that for the next one. Select, shift and click twice to go around. Okay, and rolling down, shift, select this, same, click twice to go around, and bridge. then I select this. Really, it doesn't matter the order of selection. I could start with the rim, I could start with the wheel, doesn't matter. Then I can also bridge it from our edit mesh tool there. Our edit mesh drop down menu there. Okay, still give us the same. Okay. So let's go ahead and finish up with the bridging. Oops, almost made an extrude there. Now just select the bridge. Okay, so that's looking just nice. So we have a basic rim here. Okay, the other rim shapes we could have created, but this is just a basic, so don't need to make so much detail about it. Okay, so now I want to create an edge loop around the edges. So I just select the edge, insert edge loop right about here. Okay, now do it for the other side as well. Okay, so that's nice. So what I want to do is I want to select faces. I want to kind of make dents around about here. So I'm going to first of all go into the bevel to create extra loops around the edges. Then my settings are fine. I'll make it, okay, 3 is fine, 3 is fine. You can make it 2, you can make it 1, 3 is fine. So select the faces again, and this time do an extrude face, and I'm going to push this inwards so we have a kind of dent, just a little bit. Yeah, I think that's fine. Okay, so we don't want it to just be smooth round, so we just want to give a little detail around the edges. So going to object mode, it's looking quite nice. Okay, so I want to go into our front view and tweak our rim. It's looking as fat as it is, so let me make it a little bit slimmer. Okay, so I'm going to the vertex now, and I want to select this inner vertices and select the other one, holding down shift, lassoing around it. Okay, so now I want to scale this inwards just so we have a almost rounded shape around the edges, not too much, not so much. Yeah, that's will just be fine. Okay, then I want to select the vertices along the edges here. Select that and hold down shift and select these edges. Before I scale this, I want to be sure I've not selected the vertices along the other side, so come back to perspective view. Okay. Just add some. Just make sure all are selected. Okay, so that's looks like I got all of them. Okay, so now I'm going to scale it just a little bit, not too much. We're just trying to get a good shape. Okay, so this is looking okay. Let's tweak a little bit. So really, any shape you want to make, but this is looking fine for me. Okay, so go back to the object mode. Okay, so we have a basic rim, nice looking rim. It's a little detail, not much of a detail though, but just a little bit. So we will change around. Okay, now I want to add a material to this. Select the plane. It's called to the plane. No. So this is going to be metallic, so let me use anisotropic. Anisotropic is best for metal and hair, so I'm going to use anisotropic. Then I want to select a silver-like color to give it more of that metal shape, to give it more of that metallic texture. Okay, so that color is alright. That material is okay. Just add a little roughness to it so it's not too smooth. Scroll down here and maybe I'll just tweak this regular color a little bit. Just okay, so if we review this, here we have a nice metallic rim there. Okay, so yeah, we can see the shininess when we rotate it. Alright, so I'm gonna select and Ctrl D as to make duplicates of it. So I'm gonna move this and want to put it into tyre and see how it fits in. Yeah, so we're just gonna make just a little tweaking so it matches up with the tyre we created. I didn't use any specific dimensions here, so we're gonna do a lot of tweaking. It's not fitting right. Just rotate it on this axis a bit. Okay. So we're just trying to tweak it here and there to make it match the tyre. Let's come back to perspective view. Okay, I think it's looking nice. Let me shift this one to a bit so we can see what we've created here. So I want to select the rim and the tyre and combine both of them. So when we make an animation of it rolling. They could roll together as one object. Okay, so that's working nice. Let me separate this because I want to create copies of each of this. So we have the tube tires separate, we have a copy of our rim, then we have a copy of the two tires with rims fitted in them. Let's Ctrl D with this one and move forward. Take it forward. Okay. Ctrl D with that and take it forward. So we have, select this together again and combine. Alright. And now Ctrl D is take it forward as well. Alright, so I move this into the second tire. Then I just fit it to match. Like I say, we didn't really use dimensions, so we're just going to tweak this as much as possible to give us a nice fit. Yeah, let's try, and we don't want our rim to come out of the tire, that would be weird. Okay, so that's okay. Just combine these two. Shift it forward. Okay, so there we have it. We have a copy of our two tires as tubes, and we have a copy of the rim alone. Then we have a copy of the two tires with the rim fitted with them. So just looking nice. It's looking like a blueprint. We'll render this. Yes, we have a copy of some realistic looking tires with rims. Okay.